Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas stay woke. How you gonna make that dough, hey niggas stay woke.
So as you can see guys, on the sides I'm boosting the high frequencies around 14k, and on the mids I'm boosting the high frequencies around 12k. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are having a great day wherever you are and wherever you're watching from. I've been seeing much more engagement on the channel guys, and I'm very happy. I would like to encourage you guys to like, comment and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going on. Today is an exciting day in the studio and we're going to be EQing a master bus. EQing is one of those things that I fumbled with for a minute, but when I eventually got a hang of it, I turned to love it more. You think it's about what you're hearing, like when you cut and boost, you think you get the difference with what you're hearing, but the reality is EQing is more of feeling than actually hearing. Yes, in the sense of how does this EQ move, either a boost or a cut, make me feel. Yes, our master EQ of choice today is going to be the Master EQ 432 from Multimedia. I'm using this particular EQ today because I think it's much more affordable, and you can always get it when you buy a T-Rex bundle instead of buying a single EQ plugin alone. So I believe this is a much more affordable EQ that does a great job, and it also sounds incredible. Yes guys, also I'm going to show you guys what certain knobs do on this EQ that maybe when you use this EQ you think those knobs are doing something else, whole time they are actually doing something else. So the Master EQ 432 from Multimedia, we're going to use it on a mastering chain today, and I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how it works. But before we get to it, let me play you guys the song we're going to be EQing.
Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas stay woke.
Stay woke.
How you gonna make that dough, hey niggas stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas stay woke.
Yes guys, so before we get to the EQ, here's something I would like to mention that I did on the master bus. So I used the Brainworks BX Digital V3 to tame a particular frequency here around 3.3k. That was the only thing I did with this plugin. And guys, I'm going to do a separate tutorial on how to use the BX Digital V3. This is a very powerful mastering EQ, and I always use it together with whatever other EQ I have on my master chain. But our focus today is on the Master EQ 432. So I'll just give you guys a run through on the different features in this EQ plugin. The EQ is divided into 3 parametric bands and 2 shelving filters. We're going to start from the left here and move to the right. Yes, so on the first section of the EQ here, you have this button is the reset button, and right below that we have the left and the right mode, and also the MS, the mid side mode. So when this left and the right is switched on, it means the EQ is on the left and the right mode, and when you switch this mid side mode, it means the EQ is on the mid side mode. And when this equal button is switched on, it means every change you make on the mid also affects the side. Same as when the left and right mode is selected together with the equal button, it means every change you make on the left also affects the right. If you select just the left mode, it means you're working only on the left. When you select the M, it means you're working only on the mid. When you select the S, it means you're working only on the sides. So right after that is the shelving filters. This here is the high shelf where you can boost the high end on the EQ. It's actually a gentle shelf, or you can reduce the high end. After that we have the low, where you can introduce a gentle low cut on the low end and a gentle boost on the low end. And also the low shelf works together with this knob here, the 100 Hz and 50 Hz. So when you select the 100 Hz, it means either the boost or the cut happens somewhere around 100 Hz, but it's not exactly 100 Hz. And right below that guys is our output, where you can increase the output of the signal or you can reduce the output of the signal. So that is that about this first section. And now we get to the 3 main bands of the EQ. So the 3 main bands of the EQ are the low, the mid and the high. So these are the low frequencies ranging from 11 Hz to 570 Hz with a peak filter. So all the 3 bands are having peak filters. Over here are peak filters, yes. And right below this big knob, the frequency selector, is the gain knob, where you can either boost or you can either cut. See, so after the lows we have the mids, and it's the same thing. On the top we have peak filters, we have the frequency selector for the mids, and it ranges from 125 Hz right to 6200 Hz. And then we have the gain knob, where you can boost or you can cut. After that we have the third band, which is the highs. We have the peak filters for the high. We have the frequency selector from 3400 Hz to 25,000 Hz. And right below that we have the gain knob for the high band. And on this last section of the EQ, on the extreme right, we have this push EQ. This is like a bypass. Right below that, we have this range. So how this range works is you have 6 dB, 9 dB, and 12 dB. On default, it's at 6 dB. This means the EQ boosts or cuts at a maximum of 6 dB. When you push to 9 dB, you get the point. One very more important thing I would like to mention about this EQ is these peaking filters. So actually guys, on conventional EQs, you might think that when it's here at 5, our gain is narrower, but it works the reverse here. So when it's at 5, we have a wider shelf, and when it's at 15, we have a narrower shelf. This is the same for all. 5 gives us a wider shelf, and 15 gives us a narrower shelf. Yes, very important guys. So now that you have a full idea of how the whole interface works, let's reset everything and start from the high frequencies. And we put it on mid-side mode. Yes.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
I always like to boost around 12 or 14K on the highs with this EQ. It has a shiny sound to it that is not harsh, almost like silky, especially when you play with the range dB.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, this my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
I would like to treat the sides a bit separately from the mid. So we select just the sides here.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
So I'm cutting around 2.5 kilohertz on the sides because I want just the mids to dominate this area. The mids on this frequency 2.5 is where the vocal is. So I like to reduce a bit of the size there. Let's keep it here like -2 dB.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
I also like to reduce a bit of the sides around
stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke.
Yes guys, that was good.
This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke.
So yeah guys, that's pretty much what I'll do with this EQ on the master chain on like this track. Let's switch it off and listen without it.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
With it.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke. Niggas, stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, stay woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke.
So as you can see guys, on the sides I'm boosting the high frequencies around 14K and on the mids I'm boosting the high frequencies around 12k. This makes a little difference, but then it sounds a little bit pleasing, and also it makes the song sound a bit wider.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, hey woke. How you come?
Yes guys, I think this is good. And then let's add a limiter just to gain some volume and listen to what we've done so far.
Stay woke. Y'all been sleeping too much, hey niggas, hey woke. How you gonna make that bill, hey niggas, stay woke. This my time, you already know niggas, stay woke. Stay woke.
And that's how you EQ your master bus on a rap song like this one. Every song is definitely not the same, so I wouldn't say this is how you should always EQ your master bus. You should EQ according to taste, but this is just to demonstrate to you guys what the EQ does and how you should use it. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. See you in the next video.